consumption, the fact that he would get delirium tremens, the DTs, when he would come into the hospital, and in the end, while the coroner listed as the official cause of death acute hepatitis, and while the press repeated that as what killed him, we now know that what killed him was his drinking.
His Marine Corps medical records include that he displayed a loss of energy, he was nervous and tense. I mean, who wouldn't be in war, but I'm wondering if there were signs in his medical record of what would now be interpreted as depression or anxiety.
So I think there were signs in his medical records and signs in his behavior, without being an armchair psychiatrist about this, of manic depression, that we can see in the transcripts of his closed-door hearings and in the videotapes of his open hearings, the manic phase, and he was clearly just out of control a lot of times in the hearings, but he would also have low points, and everybody who I've shown this to who understands psychiatry says that today doctors would likely prescribe and be able to treat it as bipolar disease.
When you said he was out of control in some of the hearings, what do you mean?
I mean that he wanted to be the crusading senator who was exposing communism, and instead he looked like the town bully. He would berate people, especially in the closed-door hearings, calling them Fifth Amendment communists if they tried to use the Fifth Amendment to not have to testify against themselves. He would accuse them of all kinds of activities, from guilt by having the wrong sister or brother-in-law, guilt by early indiscretion, guilt by everything other than proven guilt of the charges he was bringing against them. And he just seemed like, in his demeanor and in his words, to be a guy who was unhinged. And I think he was, ironically, you would expect somebody to be more controlled and less berating when he was in a closed-door session, because he wasn't performing for the print reporters or for the cameras. But in fact, Joe McCarthy reversed that. It was when he was behind closed doors that he seemed most willing to bully the witnesses who came before him. And I think he was using those closed-door sessions as a way of deciding who could stand up to his bullying. And the people who could best stand up to it never showed up in a public hearing. And those who were best able to respond to what he was saying weren't the kinds of patsies he was looking for to bring in front of the public cameras.
We're about 0.6 miles away
Did
from
the
it
other
now.
senators on the subcommittee behave differently behind closed doors when there were hearings?
So that's a great question, and I'd be able to answer it better if there were other senators with him in those closed-door hearings. But generally, in violation of Senate tradition, the hearings were one-man hearings with Joe McCarthy presiding, and to ensure that that was the case, he would often take the hearings on the road where he knew fellow senators on his subcommittee couldn't join him. And even worse than the one-man hearings was when he would leave, it was poorly trained and sophomoric staffers like Roy Cohn who often leapt in to take over the badgering of witnesses on McCarthy's behalf.
Did the Democrats on McCarthy's subcommittee do anything to try to stop him?
They at various points stood up and tried to challenge him, but in terms of truly taking him on, they went along with their minority leader at the time, Lyndon Johnson, in feeling like they were going to wait it out and that it was the Republicans who were going to have to take him on and bring him down. The Democrats watched what had happened to Moe Tidings when McCarthy barreled in to his Maryland Senate district and beat him, and they watched McCarthy effectively campaign against enough of their colleagues that they decided they sure as heck weren't going to be the ones to sacrifice their careers to bring down the bully.
So they were afraid?
They were petrified.
Let's take another break here, and then we'll talk some more. If you're just joining us, my guest is Larry Tye. His new book about Joe McCarthy is called Demagogue. We'll be right back. This is Fresh Air.
There's some porta potties.
NPR News and KRCC keep you in the know. Listen at work, wherever you're working. Just ask your smart speaker, play KRCC to stay connected at home.